Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Batman 124. This is the last issue of the current run. We will have a new creative team taking over at issue 125, but we'll talk more about that in the future. In this issue, let's focus on this finale for this creative team. So in this book, we have Joshua Williamson, who is now moving on to the Dark Crisis event, which you can check out a review for that on the channel as well. With art by Howard Porter and Jorge Fornes, Tomeu, Morey, and Cowles on letters. We also have a Poison Ivy backup by Williamson with art by Dani and colors by Trish Mulvhill, letters by Hassan, Otsmane-Elhaou. So I want to talk about the Ivy issue first, although I don't have any preview art for it. We do have a review for Poison Ivy #1, which is also written by Williamson. So in that video, I noted that I would recommend you read this backup story first before reading that series. I actually did it in the reverse order when I was looking through the stuff for reviews for the week. And then I realized that it should have been the other way. So that being said, that story is a lot of fun. That Poison Ivy issue is also a lot of fun. So I highly recommend both. That you check it out. I know some people, and I'm guilty of this too, sometimes I stop reading before the backup story. I like to read the backup stories once they've all been collected into a thing. But this is a one and done thing. It's really interesting. So now that all that is said, let's talk about the actual Batman issue. In this issue, Batman is in the aftermath of Shadow War. Batman has returned to Gotham, but when he hears word of strange developments in Bathnesia, which is the place where he had been in the story with Abyss. So if you remember that from a few issues ago before the Shadow War began, he is forced to question, has Abyss returned? Or has a new hero been born in the dark? So like I mentioned, we have the backup with the ramifications of the Gardener and Harley Quinn's action during Fear State. So really, really cool prologue, and also launching point for the Poison Ivy series. But back to Batman. So yeah, we are going back, and maybe we're gonna face Abyss. So here you can see here we're in a very similar situation that we're very familiar with, but in a different country, different people. And I just kind of love the parallel of, like, even in the theater, you see here the Mark of Zorro, which is the same movie that Bruce's parents were watching the night they were murdered. And I really like the art. I love how we only get to see Howard Porter art in the previews, but trust me, when Jorge Fornes jumps into the book, it is amazing. Both artists really have their own style. I will say one thing I'm not a big fan of, and this has been a very small gripe throughout this whole run and even before. I don't like the font they use for the locations. I'm not a very big fan of that. But other than that, this book is great. I love to see Abyss, and I won't go into more details as to what's going on with the story because I want you guys to find that on its own. Just know that if you've been enjoying Williamson's run, I think you owe it to yourself and to the creative team to get this book, complete that story. I'm a Batman completionist anyway, so I'm picking up all these Batman books. But it's still a good bookend to his run with Abyss. Very short run, but I think it started at 118. So, like I said, very short run, but he told a really big story throughout the whole Shadow War crossover. So, and like I said, a lot of these things are kind of leading right up into the Dark Crisis, which you can check out a review for that in the channel as well. So yeah, highly recommend this. Really fun. So as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Sundays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff on the channel. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.